I've been in and out of the kind of cannabis industry for a long time. I learned a lot since the first time I'd gotten in the industry, and part of that is building a team of reliable human beings. So Chris came to mind pretty quickly after going through most of our MBA program in the same cohort. We got familiar with one another.
Right.
And so I had been on the peripheries of the legislative movements and activities since I was an undergraduate student. And as soon as the ballot measure passed in 2012 here for medical use, I formed a nonprofit organization and went for one of the first licenses issued by the Department of Public Health. And so I've been a student of the evolution of cannabis kind of marketplaces, going from concept to basically kind of saturation point, which is almost where we are in its life cycle right now in our evolution. And so the opportunity came about as I was consulting in the space primarily for folks that wanted to get in, doing a lot of municipal engagement and putting my MBA skills to use, doing a lot of competitive research, market analysis, pro formas and stuff for folks that wanted to cite stores in certain areas. And, I really understood the regulatory side of things. My fascination is a brand new industry that's getting started for the first time, where it's new to every stakeholder involved in the entire value chain.
From the start, I was in this for the construction project portion of it, since that's what my field was, just doing some consulting on the side. As I started to learn the industry, as I started to work with Andrew, I definitely saw the opportunity here and saw a good learning experience for myself and a huge opportunity to participate in the space.
The opportunity that I saw, the company was founded and created in September 2020. And so being a student of the kind of framework of the evolution of the markets, the value is surviving is being vertical and having B2B processing capacity to service the value chain within the industry.
We have a dispensary in the same location in Uxbridge, Massachusetts. We buy products from the wholesale market from other producers, sell them at our store for a markup. So the store is recreational, working on our medicinal license, but in order to have the medicinal license, you have to be fully vertical.
This owner also is the president of a large healthcare company in New York, and they do have a profit sharing program there. And so this was not unfamiliar territory for him. And so he was fully supportive of that. And so that kind of is not necessarily a huge factor in the decision making, because it's a what if. We have to make those profits, but it's very much kind of performance based. For Chris and I. And at the time it was, okay, well, assuming that doesn't happen and we can't make profits, how much is it going to take to make it worth our time? And something they teach us well at BU is how to value our time.
We have a very small grow in comparison to what we could potentially have within the state. So the state breaks down the grow capacity based on square footage of canopy, which is the size of your flower rooms. So you can have up to 100,000 square feet of canopy plus. Ours is just over 4,000. So we're going small batch, high quality, like Andrew said. We're putting a lot of money into the systems and processes that grow the cannabis, so we can put out good quality cannabis for folks that's fresh and they want to come back and purchase again.
Yeah, I think from a differentiation perspective, obviously not a lot of folks focused on services within the industry and efficiency. So if you understand kind of the evolution of the framework of these markets, they get started as a medical legislation, movement passes, and small, tiny entrepreneurs try to get started with bootstrap budgets and throw things together. And then all of a sudden the bigger, more interested kind of heavy hitters, VCs or PEs are getting interested, and they pour money into these things, and don't really have any sort of operational expertise. Once those folks come into the equation, it's expand at all costs, grow at all costs, market at all costs. And so we have all these kind of, if you look at the market landscape, you'll see the public and like the larger companies have really, really dialed in their ability to try to market and brand and package and
Yeah.
the product quality that, they all have all these celebrities, they have to partner with local manufacturers to do all this stuff. And really it comes down to what is the ability of any of these manufacturers to execute. The evolution of these markets is still very, very young. We haven't really seen what markets really look like in a mature state for more than, or a steady state, so to speak, for more than, I don't know, 2 or 3 years or so. Maybe you could argue that the first adult use states like Colorado, Washington, Oregon, have kind of leveled out.